I am here with Anastasia Matthews, who works for me at the International Film Series, and we've been discussing movies that are available on the internationalfilmseries.com website, where it's theatrical video on demand, and the distributors split the profits with the International Film Series. So the movie that we're discussing this time out is by a very interesting director whose work we've shown a lot of stuff of at the International Film Series, Bruno Dumont. And this is Jeanne, a sequel to his 2017 Jeannette, The Childhood of Joan of Arc. And let's take a look at the trailer.
Vous soumettez à l'Église tout ce que vous avez fait?
Mais oui, mon maître, je veux bien, moi.
Tout, sans exception?
Tout sans exception.
Sans aucune exception?
Sans aucune exception.
Jamais on a demandé ça à une hérétique.
À condition, bien entendu, qu'on ne parle pas de tout ce que notre sire Dieu m'a dit et commandé pour moi seul.
Les hommes sont impies. Les hommes sont cruels. Voleurs. Menteurs.
Les hommes sont comme ils sont, mais il faut penser, nous, à ce qu'il faut que nous soyons.
Voulez-vous désavouer les réponses que vous nous avez faites?
Quand vous me feriez couper la tête et détruire tous les membres de mon corps, je vous assure que je ne renoncerai jamais à un mot de tout ce que j'ai dit.
So first, I have to say, I didn't realize that this was as long as it was when I assigned it. So hopefully that was not a problem. I'm curious what your impression was of the film.
So I was not familiar with Dumont's work beforehand, and this definitely made me interested in it. And I had to laugh a little bit because last week you mentioned the possibility of watching movies that require a little more patience, and I think that, at least for me personally, definitely applied to this one. I don't think was a usual retelling of Joan of Arc in any sort of way. It had kind of a more contemporary story by, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but like Christophe. So there were some moments that I think with that music made it stand out from a typical retelling of the story. And also like the use of World War II bunkers for some of the settings, and how it was told and playing with those different spaces in time, I think was not usual or expected at all. What were your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm actually a big fan, and my favorite film of his is Outside Satan. He's known for he really loves that landscape because he's shot so many movies on that same landscape with sort of windswept dunes and blowing grass, and the thing about Horus Satan, or Outside Satan, is that movie really appealed to me because for me it was elemental. It was kind of about wind, it was air, water, fire. There was kind of mysticism. There was enigmatic characters, and there was a little bit more of a interesting dynamic for me between the two characters that we follow in that film. Dumont has also done some other films. One that it just kind of has some crazy violence that comes out of nowhere. And then he's also done Little Quin, which is, it's funny, it's quirky, and it's episodic. So he's really sort of all over the place, but he also has a style that's very distinct, and the landscapes are definitely, they kind of feel like a character in and of themselves. Mm-hmm. Watching this particular film, though, I have to say I preferred the prequel. This one it was slow for me to pick up. I kind of felt like I didn't need the first hour. I know that sounds horrible, but the film is basically 2.5 hours. As soon as they get to the church, I felt that's when all of a sudden I had something really, the church itself is an amazing set piece. and the back and forth with the priests. The actors were just really all had such unique parts in that. So I really, the first half, I was kind of having to trudge along with it a little bit, and I was not sure if he was going to keep me for the ride. But by the time they got to the church, then I was in.
I completely agree with that. Sure.
Yeah, but I would recommend, and actually we have a 35 millimeter print in the archive of Outside Satan. So
Oh wow.
You as a projectionist of 35 millimeter can possibly put on a private show now that that's kind of the only way to do it. But I also I wanted to tap real quickly into letting anyone who's watching this have a sense of, because we're all in these boxes, and the boxes themselves don't reveal too much. And I was so fascinated in talking to you to know a little bit about your neck of the neighborhood. So do you want to give us a little tour of where you are?
Yeah. So I'm staying in La Junta, Colorado, which is in the southeastern part. And it's funny when people talk about Colorado, they anticipate mountains and skiing, and I am not there. I'm in the prairie. So if you're familiar with Terrence Malick's Badlands, actually a large portion of that was shot here. And I can show with the virtual background a little bit. This is Martin Sheen at our local city park on the set of Badlands that I thought people might be interested in seeing.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a small town of about 7,000, and so it's very small and close, but this is
and
where.
How much of a drive is it from Boulder to La Junta?
3 to 4 hours, depending on the drive. There was one time last year that I was driving home and it took 8, but that's an extreme situation.
What was that? Was that snow or something? Or?
No, and then there were so many car accidents because of the snow that it was a dreadful drive. But usually 3 to 4 hours is pretty.
What's the main industry there? What's is that?
We have a lot of agriculture.
Okay.
We also have a train station that runs through, so Amtrak.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's mostly agriculture down here.
And well, I mean, given that you have a small population, I'm guessing that the social distancing isn't really too much of an issue because it's not many people, right?
Yeah, not very much right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel very different from normal functionality, I think.
And I'm thinking about watching. Are you familiar with Shirley Jackson, the author of the short story "The Lottery"?
I think so. It's very familiar. I don't know that I've actually read.
All right, so I'm going to give you some homework.
All right, great.
But it's a short story.
Okay.
And it's a great short story. And you should definitely check it out. And then I'll send you, and then what we can do is discuss, there's a new movie that's we're going to be showing on the, through the internationalfilmseries.com links, called Shirley. That's about her, and it played at Sundance. So I think it'll be a nice change of pace, and we'll do that one next.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, and I'm about to talk to Alex about this same movie. He's got some interesting insights into it, I'm sure. So we will go from there. And Anna, it's always nice to see you. So
You too.
enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk next week.
All right. Thank you, Papa.
Ciao.